All right, Derby is happening right before our eyes, folks. We've got Medusa Harm out there jamming for the Furies and Scario for the Andromedolls.
All right, looks like we've got our first power jam here. Scario in the box, and that means that the power jam is underway. 1 star on the track. Big hit delivered there from Rex Havoc.
You'll notice Rex Havoc and some of the other skaters tonight from the All-Star team wearing their green glitter helmets to signify the All-Star team.
ECRG travel team already underway this season or still warming up?
We are just getting started, yeah.
And that's a 5-point pass for the Furies.
Those All-Stars will be up at the Wild West Showdown. That's going to be their debut, I believe.
Cherry City will be at the Showdown as well. So will Lava.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I might try to make it up there. Emerald City would like to thank Smart Lights. Thanks to Smart Lights, they don't have any of their lights here tonight, but they will have them at March 15th. So thanks to Smart Lights for being a great sponsor of ECRG.
Flat Track Furies 10, Andromedolls 0 as we start this second jam.
That's Captain Wonder Dread out there for the Furies and still jamming against Scario.
Scario trying to make her way through, but the Flat Track Furies picking up another 5 points on that last pass. Wonder Dread calling off the jam. It looks like 4 points awarded.
I'll tell you one thing, Shove. The Andromedolls have won the fancy pants part of this game already. They win the fancy pants. They've got more fancy pants even than LCC had. So much fancy pants.
They don't have any rip-away pants, though. LCC is still in the lead for rip-away pants.
Me too. I wish there was an MVP award to Dr. B for the most Derby tearaway pants. I'm gonna make one.
If it doesn't exist, it should, and it looks like Flat Track Furies wasting no time as they grab lead jammer.
That's big for Mercy out there, and Rat Rod for the Andromedolls. Sporting what I assume are what's under Mr. B's pants.
Musculature and bones. It's like a...
No one likes my anatomy jokes.
It's like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, I think. All right, so we've got 0 for the Andromedolls, 23 for the Flat Track Furies. Clock says 26:06 in the first half.
Both of these teams are fierce group of competitors. These women train so hard to get here. It's really amazing the amount of time and energy put into this. Wonder Dread out there in front is your lead jammer for the Flat Track Furies. And Rat Rod still out there jamming for the Dolls, getting some trouble from Rockarola in blue.
Some big hits delivered at the front of the pack on Rat Rod. She tries to make her way through, but popping by for 5. That's a grand slam for Wonder Dread.
Rockarola, a menacing skater no matter what color she's wearing. Now in blue, really giving it to these Dolls already.
Neil Cassidy with a nice chest thump there, sending a skater to the track. Hits all over the place.
Neil Cassidy, we are lucky to have through our GEMS program, our Junior GEMS program. She just matriculated. This is her first home bout with the Dolls.
There are so many syllables in that word, I don't even know what to do.
I'll start talking more about anatomy. Page security holding it down. One woman wall in the front, giving it to Dread.
Wonder Dread 5 for 5 as she makes her way out of the pack and picks up some more points for the Flat Track Furies. Rat Rod looking at a 3-wall, and it's hostile. Putting the hits on as she tries to find some space, getting through for another 5-point pass. That's right, it's a grand slam for Wonder Dread. And she calls off the jam. All Furies early, 0 for the Andromedolls, 38 for the Flat Track Furies with 23:55.
Speaking of the Flat Track Furies, they would like to thank Bodywise Physical Therapy and Falling Sky Brewery. Thanks so much to Bodywise Physical Therapy for being a fantastic sponsor of the Flat Track Furies. And thanks again to Falling Sky Brewery. Check out Falling Sky Brewery on 13th and Oak.
All right, as we get back to the action, it looks like that's Medusa Harm lead jamming for the Flat Track Furies. Rex Havoc making some fast skater-like motions out there with the star as well.
Rex Havoc and the Andromedolls would like to thank Blair Alley. Blair Alley Arcade is a proud sponsor of the Andromedolls and a pretty cool place to hang out. So check out Blair Alley Arcade in the Whitaker neighborhood.
Maybe I will. We've got a jam about to start. There's only one blocker in the box, so pack advantage, Flat Track Furies.
It looks like we've got Beg for Mercy out there for the Furies. And that's Neil Cassidy picking up lead jammer for the Andromedolls. Give it up for Neil Cassidy.
Looking to pick up some points here. The Andromedolls would like to get some points on the board. Fearsome 4-wall out in front for the Flat Track Furies as Neil Cassidy goes down hard. Welcome to the big leagues.
Yeah, you know, I think it's got to be interesting for these young ladies. Spunky Bruiser also out here for the Furies tonight from our GEMS program, and she's now skating with and against women who have been teaching her how to skate for the last 5 years. So I think it's got to be quite a dynamic to show up on that track.
Not even a little intimidating. So
not at all.
Andromedolls on the board, scoring one on the last pass. 42 for the Flat Track Furies, 21-26.
And that's Scariel on the track, jamming for the Andromedolls, and once again, Captain Wonder Dread for the Furies.
Wonder Dread getting tangled up in turn 4. She goes down. Rex Havoc playing some tough defense out there. And somewhere along the line, I believe we started a power jam. So Wonder Dread, the only jammer on the track. She scoots through and picks up 5 more points for the Flat Track Furies.
Rex Havoc and Surly Q at the front of this wall, trying to keep back Dread, but that is a tough order when you've got somebody skating that fast to come from almost standstill and stop them.
The Andromedolls bringing out some more blockers. Rex Havoc on the line with Wonder Dread at the front of the pack, playing some really strong defense right now for the Andromedolls.
That's right, Surly Q and Apple Bottoms up doing a great job bridging that gap, keeping Rex in play. Again, we would like to thank Budget Storage. The Emerald City Roller Girls have a great sponsor in Budget Storage. We love them. They're great. They're located on Franklin Boulevard. Check them out, Budget Storage in Eugene. Store your stuff on a budget. I sold them that for free, but they still don't have commercials that say that, and so I can't believe it. It's gold.
They should hire you or something. That would be a good idea.
Medusa Harm doing some harm there on Agent Orange and coming out with that lead jammer status.
Scariel trying to make her way through the pack for the Andromedolls. She has one to beat on the inside. She's out of the pack now as well.
That's right, Sugar Hooker taking one little tap at her as she left the pack. Emerald City would like to thank the Eugene Weekly also. They are a proud sponsor of the Emerald City Roller Girls. Thanks to the Eugene Weekly for all their support throughout all of our seasons.
Our score, Andromedolls won Flat Track Furies 61 with 18:40 in the half.
That's One-Eyed Jack out there for the Flat Track Furies. And she's your lead jammer.
And that is Rat Rod for the Andromedolls. She's trying to find some space on the inside of the track.
One-Eyed Jack taking some hits from Juju Doll and Surly Q, but she gets back in the pack.
Great job of forcing a track cut there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a fan of the Andromedolls, it's time to make some noise! Rat Rod picking up some points there. She comes back for more, and it's a fearsome three-wall. Powering her way through on the outside. That's 5 more points for the Andromedolls.
I know these ladies don't get paid to do this, but you couldn't pay me $1 million to go up against this Furies defense. I'm gonna stay far away. They're fierce.
Booty blocks, shoulder socks. That three-wall is holding it down for the Flat Track Furies and forcing the recycle there.
Captain Genesis Osan up at the front, giving Rat Rod some trouble. But she makes through.
Rat Rod definitely earning the points. One-Eyed Jack back on the track. And our score now, Andromedolls 21, Flat Track Furies 65. Andromedolls big on that power jam.
Yeah, that's what they need for sure. The Andromedolls would like to thank Memento Inc. Thanks to Memento Inc. for being a sponsor of the Andromedolls.
Sponsors are so cool.
They give us stuff and money. Awesome. I would like a sponsor for my life.
I would like a narrator. I would like Morgan Freeman to narrate my life.
Yes.
Wonder Dread on the track right now for the Flat Track Furies with the star. She goes down in turn 4 and doing a great job of keeping her skates. That's Neil Cassidy, not the lead jammer. And we've got a track cut. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, the Andromedolls on the power jam. Neil Cassidy with the star. Let's make some noise for the rookie.
That's right, Neil Cassidy. She has been a fantastic contribution to Emerald City, to the Junior Gems program. She's been skating with us since she was like 12 years old. She's great. We are lucky to have her little sister, Blue Meanie, still skating with the Gems. She will be graduating into this program in a few years.
That's awesome. Love the multi-generational derby. Neil Cassidy taking some heads, and the Flat Track Furies doing a great job of playing defense on this power jam.
Forearm called on Sugar Hooker, sending her to the box.
Neil Cassidy for 5 more points there as this gap between the two teams starts to shrink. The Andromedolls playing hard on the power jam right now. And Neil Cassidy looking like she's taking a couple hits out there. Flat Track Furies not going easy on her.
I do have to say that I love watching that. Neil Cassidy right there going up against her coach, Frankie Facebreaker, of her team for the last 2 years. And now here they are, going head to head on the track.
In case Neil Cassidy was concerned about her going easy, that doesn't seem like a big problem
That is
tonight.
not a problem. Looks like we've got Medusa Harm again for the Furies. And that's Page Security out there with a star on for the Andromedolls.
With some misty moves, she has one to beat. She's out of the pack. Medusa Harm picking up 4 on that last pass for the Flat Track Furies.
Page Security with some fancy magic hands on that last. Really did her job. I think it's a great move. When in doubt, swing your arms around and act like something's going on. That's my move. I trained her. I didn't teach her that. I feel like I should have. I wish I would have.
Sometimes skaters do that in an effort to catch attention out of the corner of the eye. Fake one direction or another around a
Good.
blocker in a sneaky-like manner.
It's good. It works. It's strategic. Wonder Dread back out there for the Furies, and Rat Rod again for the Dolls. Still some fierce blocking out there from both of these teams.
Going into turn 4, we still do not have a lead jammer. The blockers for both teams grinding it out against the jammers on the track. Recycled by both teams. It looks like a track cut now is signed against the Andromedolls, which means the Flat Track Furies will go on the power jam.
Well, not that there's any of these jammers that I would want on the track if I was the opposing team in a power jam, but I'll tell you, Dread, probably not ideal.
They don't always let you pick who the jammer is during the power jam. That would be nice.
When your number is the amount of distance of a marathon, you don't want that girl jamming when you're trying to catch her. That's what I learned.
Maybe not a good sign. Yeah, you might be onto something. 5 points on the last pass for Wonder Dread. She's back through that wall at the front. Scario playing some defense, but she's by for 5 more points on the power jam. Flat Track Furies in fuego.
Scariel also wearing her green sparkle helmet for the All-Star team.
And calling off the jam is Wonder Dread. Our score, Andromedolls 38, Flat Track Furies 84, 10:43 remaining in the half.
We don't want to forget to remind you, you can still get raffle tickets. We will be pulling this 50-50 raffle drawing at the halftime of this bout, so in about 10 minutes. So if you still want to get a ticket, they're a great deal. You can find ladies walking around with blue buckets. There's Blue Meanie out there with the blue bucket. So talk to her, get a ticket, win some dough. Give it up to Medusa Harm, your lead jammer.
All right,
And
both jammers back on the track.
that's Rat Rod back out of the penalty box and on the track for the Dolls.
And Medusa Harm through for a 5-point pass there. Rat Rod making her way through. We've got a track cut assigned. One of the blockers on their way to the box. Page security, we've got a skater in the front row.
I'd like to thank Medusa Harm for demonstrating how to fall into the crash zone. And I would like to thank all of the people in the crash zone for demonstrating how you don't help Medusa Harm when she falls in your lap. So for all of those of you out there who are thinking about sitting down here, do it, and do it just like these folks. Sounds like Beg for Mercy out on the line.
And Neil Cassidy out there for the Andromedolls. She has 2 to beat at the front. They have to let her go. Neil Cassidy, your lead jammer for the Andromedolls.
Neil Cassidy already having a great night tonight, jamming her buns off.
She picks up 4 points there. The Andromedolls putting some points on the board. It's a small pack right now on the Flat Track Fury side. And that looked a lot like an 8-point jam for Neil Cassidy.
Don't forget, folks, you can still get tickets for the Big O tournament happening May 2nd right here at the Lane Events. And it's going to be a big deal. 34 teams coming from all over the world. Thank you to Mega Pickle. Everybody give it up to Mega Pickle for all of his hard work out there. Sorry, Pickle, that's all I could get you. Coach John had a review on that last jam. He was questioning whether or not Neil Cassidy legally became lead jammer, and she did.
All right, we are back to the action. Getting out first is Medusa Harm, number 85 for the Flat Track Furies.
And that's veteran skater Surly for the Andromedolls. Surly has been with this organization since day one, literally day one. She's been a great contribution to ECRG.
Plus she has a really nice skeleton.
Fancy pants. She's a doll through and through. Fancy pants.
45 Andromedolls, 87 Flat Track Furies, 7:13 in this half of play. Hey, are we doing one of those after party things?
Hey, we are doing an after party. If you're 21 or over, come to Cowfish Dance Club tonight, immediately after this bout. Buy some beer, drink it, dance, get sweaty, love on some roller derby people. It's great. It's a great time.
All right, getting out first is Rat Rod for the Andromedolls. She's out there head-to-head with Wonder Dread for the Flat Track Furies. A little bit of a tangle there in the I-5 in turn 3.
Nice strategic move there by Rat Rod, dropping to her knees, but able to call off the jam before the Furies can add any more points to that board. Medusa Harm out there going up against Neil Cassidy once again.
Neil Cassidy trying to find some space on the outside. She had 1 to beat, and she is through for lead jammer. Andromedolls. And not an easy pass at all as she had to fight her way out of the pack. Medusa Harm out there on Rex Havoc. Neil Cassidy through on the inside. And that is a 4-point pass for the Andromedolls. Who here is shouting for the Andromedolls tonight?
That's right. We got our Dolls fans. I see you out there.
All right, we got to ask, who is here to see the Flat Track Furies?
Nobody likes them. They're really awful people.
I'm going to call it a tie so far. That was pretty close.
Wonder Dread out in front for the Furies. Surly Q for the Andromedolls. Struggling behind Rockarola.
Both jammers out. We're even up in the pack. It's 4-on-4. The blocking has been hellacious. Scario with a little love tap right out there at the end. And we've got 52 for the Andromedolls, 90 for the Flat Track Furies. 4 minutes till halftime.
You really gotta love watching a sport where the play is knock somebody down. Right now. That's the play. Just a reminder to all you folks who are drinking beer, this halftime will be the final sales of beer. So you will not be able to purchase beer in the final quarter of this bout. So please get your beer now.
All right, back on the track for the Andromedolls is Rat Rod, number 442.
And your lead jammer for the Flat Track Furies, that's Spunky Bruiser.
All right, some great communication there in the pack. Apple bottoms up, letting Rat Rod know that the blocker that pushed her out of bounds was also out of bounds. She did not need to recycle.
Spunky Bruiser, again, a great asset for ECRG, coming through our GEMS program, getting out there, working her buns off for this Furies team. She is going to be a force to be reckoned with in this and the future seasons with Emerald City.
She did a great job in the last pass of catching an assist from the belt of Frankie Facebreaker, sending her past the last line of defense. Out in the front, she's recycled, comes back into play. And it looks like we picked up a track cut. Track cut assigned to Spunky Bruiser.
And it looks like that's a power jam for Rat
Rod. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a fan of the Andromedolls, it's time to make some noise! Rat Rod on the power jam right now for the Andromedolls. And she has taken some hits. Page security trying to seal off the outside.
You know, Shove, I mentioned before that Neil Cassidy's little sister, Blue Meanie, still in the GEMS program. We also have a little sister, Spunky Bruiser has a little sister who is also going to be a force, who is skating currently with the Shipwreck Sheilas, and that's Pain Time. It's Pain Time up in the house. She is here tonight, and she is going to be tough when she gets here. She's got a few years, about 8 of them, but it's going to be on.
I always love the juniors' team names. They're always so intimidating. Lead jammer Neil Cassidy for the Andromedolls. She is on a power jam. Almost close to track cut, but Inspector Spaceman calls her back in. That's a 5-point pass for the Andromedolls. Once again, narrowing that gap.
And this is not a score that can be turned upside down. We saw the same score coming into the Salem LCC halftime, and obviously we all saw where that went down to the very last seconds. So that being said, none of you should leave because you think that this is an answer. You gotta stay all the way to the end, because I promise these ladies, they're gonna stay all the way until the end.